Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking into, well, a really severe crisis happening right now in Michoacán, Mexico.
That's right. Specifically, the citrus industry there, limes mostly.
Exactly. Our sources are talking about a deadly cartel squeeze affecting production in Apatzingán.
And the economic fallout is pretty significant. It's reaching way beyond local borders.
So our mission today is to analyze how this is unfolding and, what it means.
And it's not just random crime. It feels very systematic, like an attempt to control the whole industry.
Yeah, and the situation got tragically highlighted recently.
You mean with the killing of Bernardo Bravo?
Yes, he was a leader for the local citrus growers.
And the timing is crucial, right? He was found dead after he spoke out.
Specifically after denouncing the extortion that was going on. So what exactly was he warning people about? What were the gangs doing?
Well, Bravo was very clear. He said gangs were systematically taxing the actual crates of limes.
Taxing the crates.
Like per unit. Yeah, basically forcing workers or farmers to pay a fee on everything harvested. Plus, they were, making direct threats.
Threats to workers and farmers who wouldn't comply.
Exactly. It puts immense pressure on them.
So the message is pretty blunt. Pay this illegal tax or, well, you start producing altogether.
Right. They force the farms to shut down if they don't pay. That achieves the goal to control.
Okay, but why does this one region, Michoacán, have such a massive impact? Why do shutdowns there ripple out internationally?
That's key. Michoacán isn't just a producer, it's the dominant producer of limes in Mexico.
The heartland, essentially.
Pretty much. The volume they produce, the growing conditions, it basically sets lime prices across Mexico and even impacts the U.S. and Canada significantly.
So there's no easy substitute if supply from Michoacán drops.
Not quickly, no. Not on that scale. So if farms in Apatzingán close, or say truck drivers get scared and refuse to move the product,
then the supply hit is immediate. It's not gradual.
Exactly. And that's when you suddenly see prices jump, in grocery stores potentially thousands of miles away.
So organized crime activity on the ground is directly inflating food costs globally.
It really shows how fragile these supply chains can be. A local issue becomes an international problem almost overnight.
Which leads to the question of the official response. What's been done? The sources mentioned troops were sent in.
Yes, there was a security response. Troop deployments did happen.
And did that work? Did it stabilize things?
It helped, but only up to a point. The sources suggest the military presence made some transport routes safer. Less risk of, open robbery or checkpoints.
Okay, so some visible improvement on the roads.
Right. But the main conclusion is that the extortion itself, it persists.
It didn't go away, just changed.
Exactly. It's sort of adapted to bypass the overt military presence.
Which really speaks to how adaptable these shadow economies are. If the main roads are watched, how does the extortion actually continue? What do these hidden fees look like?
They call them covert fees. So it's not guys with guns stopping trucks anymore.
Okay.
It's more like protection money baked into seemingly legitimate costs. Maybe growers are forced to use specific cartel-linked services, security, transport, storage.
At inflated prices?
Massively inflated prices, way above market rate. So the money still flows to the gangs, just, less obviously.
And that's still a major concern, especially with the harvest peaking now.
Definitely. As volumes increase, so does the potential for these hidden fees. The troops deal with the surface threat, but not this deeper financial structure.
That difference between overt violence and covert coercion is really important. So wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway here?
I think it's the sheer effectiveness of this violent strategy. The terrible killing of Bernardo Bravo wasn't just a murder, it acted like a signal.
A signal to the entire market.
Precisely. Destabilizing global supply and showing how cartels can profit not just from drugs, but by, taxing essential goods.
Which brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. Given that these complex covert fees continue even with troops on the ground, what does that really tell us about how hard it is to police these shadow economies when they're tangled up in vital supply chains?
And maybe what happens next time, when the pressure ramps up for the next big harvest.
Something to think about. For a deeper look, the source material mentions a brief available at Dominion Risk.